Well, hello, hello. This is Cindy Lee, and today we're coming to you live with my other podcast, Growing Your Business Through Referrals. And stay tuned, getting very close. We're about one chapter away for the book to be published, and we're going to be doing a pre sale on that, so we'll let everybody know. But more importantly, I have Amy and Alice, National Day Calendar. How are you?
Good. How are you? Well, yes.
I'm doing good. Thank you. Well, happy Monday to you. Hope it's
Happy
not
Monday.
cold
How is the
up
weather
there
where
in
you
North
are?
Dakota.
How is the weather where you are?
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Good.
Well, let's get into the intro and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, there we go. Happy Monday. And let's get right into today's topic, nationaldaycalendar.com. So most of my friends are celebrate every day with some kind of holiday, whether it be monthly, weekly, international. So we have the crew over at National Day Calendar. So go ahead, ask me some questions.
Well, how's your book coming along?
I'm actually going to get restarted on it in January. I took a little bit of a hiatus, but yeah, get a lot done. And like I said earlier, we only have about one chapter done, and I'm going to fine tooth comb all the table of content. So I'm very excited, especially the chapter that we have about with National Day Calendar. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to put all my favorite national holidays because we have over 1,800 national days. But I do have a blog that's going to carry everybody over to see more national holidays.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what your book is about.
So growing your business through referrals. So it teaches you how to build a relationship, just like as I did with you two over the last 5 years. So a little backstory for everyone who doesn't know my story. I started sharing national holidays probably around 2015, 2020. I became an ambassador, one of their celebration ambassadors. So if you celebrate every day, definitely think about being a part of their ambassador program. But you have to be pretty active and you need to share the national holidays and just make a difference. And you need to tell others how you celebrate every day, because at the end of the day, we don't know if there's going to be another day.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us what your favorite thing is about National Day Calendar. And in case anybody is wondering, today we're asking Cindy the questions. She's always asking everybody the questions and doing everything, but she never spends a lot of time talking about herself. So today this is all about her. So tell us what your favorite thing is about National Day Calendar.
Wow, just one?
Just one or two.
Oh, well, when I get up every day, before I start my day, I look at my little calendar. And matter of fact, today I just reached out to somebody who celebrates every day. And I told her, you definitely need to watch the podcast because this is something that is going to really help her business, because it's all about helping other people's businesses. And that's actually how I utilize the calendar. It's not really about me, it's how I could help other people, especially during the food holidays.
Yeah. So in the beginning, when you started using National Day Calendar, what did you find was the easiest thing for you to get started with celebrating the national days and applying it to your everyday life and your business?
Well, having two calendars on hand actually has really helped me, because I have one in my hallway into my office, and I have the mini calendar, and it's just a way for me to connect and start my day in the celebrate everyday mode. And like a lot of people on social media are negative. They're trying to find the negative in everything, and try to find the positive. Even if negative stuff happens in your life, find a positive to that negative and surround yourself by people who celebrate you. That's really key.
Very much. Do you have any questions, Alice?
You're doing fine.
Okay, so let's talk about something that you did with National Day Calendar. Um, let's talk about establishing your day because you have your own day,
Mhm.
and let's talk about what you do with your day.
Well, I'm going to share this real quick in a couple of groups. Just one second. Okay, so Number one, when you become an ambassador, that's the number one thing to do. Start spreading the word about what National Day Calendar does for so many people, and paying it forward. And number two, becoming a founder of your own national holiday. The key to success is to be consistent. So every year on your national day, you're going to celebrate with others. So I see a lot of people, they start a national day and they have the one or two times, but every day or every year, make that consistent day. Have some kind of celebration.
Yeah, so Cindy's day is National Bucket List Day. It's on April 24th. And she just liked the idea of people creating their own bucket lists, whether they're big bucket lists where it involves travel or purchasing a home or something small. And so tell us a little bit about what bucket lists mean to you.
Well, for me, bucket list is a goal. It's not just doing something for travel. It's, for instance, I've always wanted to go to an Anthony Robbins seminar. That would be for your business bucket list. And if you're afraid to swim like me, I've surfed 3 times and I'm scared of the water.
I
Skydive.
live by the ocean. I'm just throwing that out there.
You want to go to Disneyland, you want to go to Disney World, you want to write a book, you want to be a podcaster. There's so many different things, but I try to use my bucket list as a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly also. Little goals that you want to achieve for yourself.
Very good. Do you celebrate food holidays? If you do, what are your favorites?
Really? You can ask me
Yeah,
that?
I think I know the answer to those, but
Okay, here we go.
okay.
All right, so let's go to the blog that I made over the weekend. Let's see here. So go through some of these here. So food holidays. So we have National Foodie Day, June 28th. Also, this month is one of my favorite monthly holidays. It's National Gratitude Month. And Brownie Day is coming up on the 8th. Bacon Day is, or the 8th of December, rather. And then December 30th is National Bacon Day. And right here, Mr. Chris, remember, he got mac and cheese this year.
Yes, he did.
And Marlo, when I first met Marlo, he got the brownie. So all these different holidays. And of course, a big shout out to Robin Stern, your Google guru. And this year I sent him these amazing social media day socks. So just little ideas that you could come up with. One of my favorite holidays is National Random Acts of Kindness Week. And of course, Pizza Shop. You can support your pizza shop for National Pizza Party Day. And then we also have Pizza Day. There's so many different days to celebrate, especially holidays. Donut Day, everything. There's so many.
I think there's about 6 pizza days. There's 2 donut days. Big debate about donut versus donut. If you know, you know. Yeah, we celebrate a lot of food holidays here too. Alice is a great cook. She's usually the one who makes all the goodies for us. But we do like to celebrate too. And the biggest obstacle I think we face here is, I think a big misconception is we are always working 2 weeks to a month ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So in our world, today is Sandwich Day, and in our heads, we're at the end of November and December. And the reason we work so far ahead is that we have everything prepared for our audience and our followers ahead of time. It's not hard work. It's actually really fun work, but we need to stay a step ahead of the game. So when we get pulled back, I don't know, today is National Sandwich Day. I don't know how everybody else is celebrating, but my son recommended we do breakfast sandwiches for supper tonight. So that's what we're going to do.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're, of course, having sandwiches for lunch today.
Yeah. We like sandwiches, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Soup and sandwich. I think it's our favorite food here.
Well, and one of the things in the book that I mentioned, and you've been a recipient of it, is sending a gift for someone's birthday or around a national holiday through Grubhub or Uber Eats.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I've pulled one
that's
over
another
on
thing
you
that
this year
everyone
on your
will
birthday. I got you good this year on your birthday. You didn't expect that. So I returned the favor. So tell us a little bit about what you just said, what you mean by let's tie that into gratitude month, what that means and how you do that with your friends and people you've just met and your business world.
So a lot of my friends are in the foodie community. So I belong to a lot of different foodie groups on Facebook. So I've connected with so many people that are into the foodie thing. And so when I see a foodie holiday, or even if it's their birthday, like there's a chicken restaurant that's pretty popular out here, a charred chicken. And for people's birthdays, I'll send them a chicken bowl. Or I forget what holiday it was, but a couple years ago, I sent you guys some tacos from your favorite taco place
Yes.
in
Yes.
North Dakota. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I use Grubhub, but Uber Eats is really great for people, for restaurants that aren't actually in my neighborhood that I like to frequent, and I could go ahead and order that for someone. So just so many different ways that you could use National Day Calendar, and using the Grubhub app is amazing. One of my friends just hit a milestone in her business, 20 years, and she was in the middle of making some homemade tomato soup, and I said, "What can I do for your 20th anniversary?" I said, "Let me order you tacos." She goes, "Well, I'm very particular about tacos." She goes, "But I am making some pesto." I'm like, "Okay." I'll go to the app. I'll go to Albertsons, and I'll send you some pesto ingredients and some French bread. She goes, "That's perfect." So there's just so many different things that you could appreciate. I mean, it's not really related to National Day Calendar, but that's someone's business birthday, and that's what I like to do. I like to collect business birthdays of the people in my community, and I'll send them a gift. And there's so many different gifts in the back end of the store with National Day Calendar also. You got the
There
socks
is.
just showed earlier. There's all kinds of different things that you could get really creative with for a national holiday.
Yes. I think our biggest thing with National Days is we have a really unique blend of socks that match up with food holidays and teacher days. And, you know, we have a men's section for things like, I don't know, billiards, pool, darts. There are quite a few days on the calendar that sometimes men are overlooked, I think, and we have gifts for them in our store. Just go to nationaldaycalendar.com and click on the celebration shop. We have t-shirts and calendars, obviously. Um, so much stuff in there.
So much stuff. We have hoodies, we have things for your house, we have tons of kinds of socks and just all kinds of things.
Cups and just
Yes.
It's a wide variety of things. It's not one specific item that we sell. Alice is very good at finding things for us to customize and make National Day Calendar product. So within that, we are always putting new stuff. The wine glasses, for instance, are good for all of the wine days, and there's about 14 different wine
Something
days
like that, yes.
on the calendar.
Yeah.
We charcuterie boards, those are always fun. Keychains, yeah. See, it's just a wide variety of stuff.
And then we have our mascot, Mr.
Yes, we
Cal.
do.
Yeah,
We have Cal.
Cal is awesome.
And then also for your birthday, we have the little plaques as well that you could order.
Yes. And we have books. We have office supplies. There's something for everybody in there. And with the holiday season coming, Alice and I are going to go through things, and we're going to start making some gift packs again. Those always do really well during the holidays. And basically what it is just a combination of things that we can put into a gift pack. To give somebody who loves National Day Calendar, it always includes a calendar and other items that celebrate every day. So be on the lookout for those. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do maybe a small live to show people what we have. I think
Probably.
that would be
Yep,
good.
we can make that happen.
Okay, so let's go into the ambassador program. Let's talk about that, how people
Okay.
can become an ambassador and the whole process of becoming an ambassador.
Okay, so do you want to talk about your experience, or do you want to, becoming an ambassador is really easy. Simply just fill out the application. We always tell people to provide as much information as you possibly can. Make sure that you provide your social media channels. This is very important. So we can see how you interact with people in your demographic. If you have a website or a business and you want us to look into that, we recommend that you do that. Yeah, so tell us how you use your ambassadorship, what the benefit is for you, how you use it every day, and why you think it's important to be an ambassador for National Day Calendar.
So, becoming an ambassador, the National Day Calendar will do a complimentary article. So, that's helping get more information about your brand, number one. Number two, it's getting you in front of news media and live news media, paper, magazines, to collaborate with different restaurants or different companies to get more people to their brand. And in turn, it helps you because you're the collaborator and you're getting more people to, let's say, the restaurant that maybe they wouldn't have known about. So, and then we have the other program, which is becoming a founder. So let's open that up real quick. So now we're going to go to becoming a founder of your own holiday. And that's under business, correct?
If you go to the top,
Yeah.
I believe,
Register National Day.
top right corner, first one, I was going to point.
Oh,
You can't
she's
see it.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that, and then I'll give you my take on becoming successful.
Okay.
All right. So, registering a National Day is as simple as filling out the application. But there are some things that, sometimes are not included in the application. I'm going to let Alice touch on this more than me because this is more of her wheelhouse than mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fill out the form. You need to fill out the form very completely. Give us a good story about why we should do the day. Because we get over 30,000 of these a year. And our committee has to narrow that down to about 20 new days. So it's a pretty strict jurying on those days. We never do a day that is for a person's name. Doesn't matter if it's someone who is very popular, very important, and they've passed away or they're alive, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We do not do those. But the more information you give us, the better your chances are that the committee will select your day. That's really what it comes down to. There's no cost to submit your idea. Approved, you will get an email that will have all the information, including costs for moving forward, will be in that email.
Yeah, and one thing I want to quickly discuss are common mistakes people make when they submit an application. And these are a little silly, but they are common. Wrong email addresses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're like a letter off, a character off within their email. So when Alice tries to reach out to them,
We can't.
we can't. The other thing is if it's an organization, the person submitting isn't always the person who's supposed to be getting the reply. So
Oh, okay.
they provide the information. She's contacting that person when in actuality it should have went to somebody else in the office.
Should be somebody else. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, and other things, people not disclosing if they have, websites or ways that we can further investigate programs. For instance, a lot of people have their own websites. A lot of people have a lot of different things tied into their day. They don't give us any of that information, so it's hard for us to research.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are things that happen a lot.
Yeah, and
But again, we get 30,000 requests.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
about
Yeah.
20 get approved. So it's pretty stringent.
and a misconception is we do look at them.
Our committee looks at every one of them.
Yes,
Every single one gets looked at.
we do filter out the inappropriate immediately.
Yes. The other thing that we cannot declare is something that's licensed. Somebody wants Mickey Mouse Day. We can't do that if it's not Disney wanting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't ask for whatever that somebody else owns the license, owns. You can't ask for it. We
Yeah.
can't do it.
and that is another thing that sometimes prohibits applications. We'll have a PR agency submit an application on behalf of National Day Calendar, but they're not stating that they're representing or they're the PR agency. So we just assume it's the lady down the street submitting it with no information.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
that's one thing that people need to be mindful of is if you are submitting on behalf of somebody you represent, a company, an organization, a nonprofit, it's important to provide that information to us so we know that this is a serious application.
Yes. And especially with the ambassador program, be very, very specific when you're filling out the questions because you will get denied.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people think that with both a day and the ambassadorship, if they submit, that's the end of it. No, there's a process. We just don't select anybody for anything. We have to do our due diligence because we want to make sure that people are having fun, celebrating, would be good representatives of National Day Calendar, especially with the ambassadorship. We don't like a lot of political things. We don't like racial things, inappropriate things. You know, we are family friendly.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that we're respecting all of our demographic, not just one specific group of people. And that's important to us. It's important for us to be able to represent everybody that follows us. Now, with that said, there have been some existing days on our calendar that we did not create. We just put them on our calendar. Sometimes those cause offense to people. It doesn't mean anything. It's just somebody out there created it. It has a pretty good following, and so we add it. But we're, at the end of the day, all about the
I
fun.
have to go get that phone.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about having fun. We're all about spreading happiness and joy, making people laugh. We all have one goal during the day. If we can make one person smile, we've done our job. If we make 100 people smile, that's like really big. But our goal for each of us is to make one person smile every day.
Yes. So let me cover a few things. So if anybody is listening who wants to have your own national holiday, one of the number one tips is to look to the calendar that only has a few holidays because sometimes we'll have 10, 12 holidays.
Yes.
When I started my holiday, there was National Bucket List Day, Pigs in a Blanket, and it wasn't it Assistant Day or something, Personal Assistant Day, something
Personal
like that.
Assistant Day, I think.
Yeah, so that's the key is to look for a holiday that doesn't have a lot of holidays. So yours stands out a little bit. Also, one of the things that I've done, I actually have a secondary holiday is California Bucket List Day. So, but for your regular holiday, what you want to do is you want to contact your local city council, your state assembly, your state senator, and you could get additional proclamations. So that's really going to help with your brand as well. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, have a celebration every single year. Be consistent every single year. You know, collaborate with other businesses to help you, you know, get that name out.
Yeah.
Very important.
So there's one thing that you're really good at doing, and you deserve to have the recognition of that, and that is using National Day Calendar every single day, or at least once a week, to incorporate it into what you do in your profession, which is travel agency. You know, you're making reservations for somebody for a vacation, and you're always pointing out, hey, it is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. There is a great cookie bakery down the street from the town that you're going to be in. Why don't you guys go there? You're very good at using national days to expand your business. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of being an ambassador is if utilized right, it actually helps your bottom line because it gives you more to do, more to work on, and more to offer people.
And another thing I'm doing is I'm collaborating with other ambassadors. My friend Loretta, you gave her ambassadorship, I believe, last year. And so I interviewed her, and I'm going to start interviewing more ambassadors on my book page so people can actually see the value of being an ambassador. I don't know if you've seen her video where she talks about how important it was for her to be an ambassador. She tells her whole story. So everything that we do in our business and our personal life, it's all about story. Tell your story so people can know more about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else we want to cover? We'll have to do another podcast where we could talk. We could start doing our monthly podcast again where we could talk about all the different holidays. But today is more about getting more people to the National Day calendar and ways to share it. So do you have some tips as well on the ways to share your calendar?
As far as sharing the calendar on a personal note or on their social media, we know that many people take our posting that we create here in the office and they share them with other people on their Facebook pages or their Instagram. Some people make videos on TikTok. We do have is it a 30-second recording or a minute recording?
About a 30-second, I think.
Okay, yeah, Marlo and Chris have this great little video.
Oh, those steps, yeah.
And those are a great way to share the national days. Every day that gets done. They have one for every day. We have multiple posts that go out for a variety of different days on the calendar. The good thing about sharing National Day calendar is it may sound a little cheesy, but we live in a world where everything is so serious and everything is, people are always anxious or upset, or National Day calendar is a great way to spread some happiness across social media and the internet. There's no strings attached to it. There's really no message to it other than whatever it is you're sharing. We always recommend people go to our website, nationaldaycalendar.com. We put a lot of work into creating content for that. There's fun facts, something about every single day, week, month that we have on our calendar. You can read about it. You can share directly from the website. There's a variety of ways that you can just share National Day calendar. And of course, you can purchase your calendar in the store. 2026 is out and ready. They make great gifts.
Yes, I was just going to say that the gift that I sent a few months ago for my friend over at Creative Ice. They do Hawaiian ice and they do amazing ice cream. And it's the only ice cream that I've had in a long time that I never get sick with. And I recently had this surgery on my teeth. And so yesterday I went and had their Creative Ice Hawaiian ice, and it has no high fructose corn syrup. They make everything right there. So it was pretty amazing. And she's really excited. I said, "Hey, where's your national calendar?" She goes, "Oh, it's in the back room." So, but now she has reason. She goes, "No one has ever reached out to me about National Day calendar, and especially send someone a calendar." So that's another great idea. Instead of going to our competitor, all these companies who make calendars, go to nationaldaycalendar.com and get somebody a ultimate calendar, not a regular calendar, just has the dates. These have national holidays in every single day.
Yeah. Yep. And it's a great way to, make your business bigger. It's a great way to get customers in your door. There are so many days on the calendar that you can pretty much customize something every day that fits your business, because we're not just limited to days. We also have national weeks, national months, and international days, weeks, and months. So, there's something for every single person out there to celebrate and start having fun with your family. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Now, I want to mention two holidays that I love, and that is Aviation History Month for the month of November. And you've probably seen the podcast that I had for Aviation Week. I had the number one pilot, the commander of the U.S. Thunderbirds. That was pretty epic.
Yeah.
So they're going to come back on this month with a aviation mechanic, because coming up in May, right around the same time that the USS Midway has their Top Gun movie night, I believe 2 years ago, it fell on a Friday, and I was on the deck. I ended up talking to this guy who was a mechanic in the military, and because there is an actual holiday.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it's for me, because I started aviation about 4 years ago. It's very, very powerful. And next year we hit our 5-year anniversary, adding aviation to my travel podcast, the Bucket List Coach Web Show. So
yeah,
very cool.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. So we'll be having a few aviators on here in the next couple weeks. But I'm going to be on a cruise for about a week and a half, but at least the first week. And then also one of my favorite tribute bands out here, absolutely amazing, called Private Eyes, and their saxophone, and we call him Stephen Saxey. So he's actually going to be on the podcast here in a few days.
Yep.
And last year we started doing the podcast with him for National Saxophone Day, which I think is the 5th of this month.
Yep.
Yeah. So anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's it.
I think we're good. So enjoy your cruise.
I will. You too.
Absolutely.
Have a good day, Cindy. It was nice visiting
Nice
with you.
visiting with you. Have a great day.
I'm going to do one more thing. Let's do some shout outs and then I'll close out. So who would you like to shout out today?
Oh, I guess I can shout out to my parents. They're back home in my hometown, North Dakota. Just giving a shout out to them. I know my dad is a pretty avid supporter of National Day Calendar. My mom is not really into technology much, but she does follow the calendar. I hope you guys are having a great day. We had a great weekend. I took my grandkids trick-or-treating with their cousins back home for the first time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was a lot of fun. And of course, my family are all great cooks. So, I always eat too much when I'm there. I'll be running the stairs later this evening.
And I want to do a shout out to you, Alice, Marlo, and everybody, Chris, everyone over at your home office. Because of this national holiday, it actually has changed the whole entire trajectory of my company. And one of the things I want to talk about before we close out, if you're in a certain industry, you find a national holiday. Let's use National Bucket List Day as an idea. So although I'm a travel agent, I don't have a competition with other travel agents. So if you're a travel agent and you're listening, you could actually collaborate with other travel agents for this national holiday for you to all bring your clients to one location. But it's really important to live that mindset of have the collaboration mindset.
Yes.
And of course, I want to do a big shout out to my friend Candace. She's a local podcaster there in New Jersey, and she's an ambassador as well.
Yes. So. Hi, Candace. I hope you're doing well.
And I will go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, we'll talk sometime this week. We always do. So enjoy the rest of your week, and don't forget to celebrate every day.
Definitely. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. There you go. Celebrate every day. Check out nationaldaycalendar.com and growing your business through referrals.